morning, I'm Lucy Blake. I'm president of the Northern Sierra Partnership, and we're thrilled to take you flying with us up into the American River Headwaters, where we're doing a very, very exciting acquisition.
This is a special day for us. We're about 2 months away from the close of escrow of this incredible property, and we're excited to have you along with us on this planning flight. It should be about 90 minutes total, but for you, just a few minutes, and you'll get the chance to see some amazing things. And excited to share a little bit more with Alan Erga. My name is Elliot Wright. I work with the Nature Conservancy, and it's a great pleasure to be working with the Northern Sierra Partnership and the American River Conservancy on this project.
And I'm Alan Erga. I'm the third member of the team. I've been working in the American River Canyons, conserving river frontage for about 25 years, and this is our largest project, 10,000 acres altogether at the Headwaters. And it's got, wildlife and watershed and recreational resources. We're excited about it, and hope you enjoy the flight.
We are now deep in the heart of the American River Headwaters. It's an incredibly beautiful day, bluebird day, as they say in Truckee. Blue sky, white puffy clouds. And as we're standing here in this beautiful meadow, listening to the sounds of all the birds waking up for spring. I can also hear the sound of the Middle Fork American River running by. We have a great picture in our office of a bear, a big black bear walking up the middle fork of the American River, and I keep on hoping that one of these minutes he's going to peek his head out from around one of these aspen trees and make himself known to us.
So we're here in the headwaters of the American River, about 4 miles south of Royal Gorge, and this property in here is about 15 square miles of granite crags and lush meadows like we have around us, and beautiful trout streams and thick forests. It's a nice menagerie of habitats for the wildlife that come back and forth between the North Fork American River and the Middle Fork and Granite Chief Wilderness. This is the largest private inholding along the Sierra Crest south of Donner Summit, and we're very excited about its acquisition. This property is inside a wildlife refuge that is primarily created for deer. Because there are a lot of deer here in the meadows, there's also bear, mountain lion, bobcat, a whole complex of wildlife that one sees typically in the higher Sierra Nevada. We are between the North Fork American River Wild and Scenic Corridor and the Granite Chief Wilderness to the southeast. And so this property is key in creating a linkage between those two protected wildlife corridors altogether. The recreational resources are also very strong here. We have the Tevis Cup Endurance Ride, and we have the Western States Endurance Run trails, as well as the Picayune Valley Trail. All three of them traverse the subject property, and people come from all over the world to hike these trails, to run these trails, and to ride on horseback through these trails from all over the world. It's very popular. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people that make this run and ride every year. And they're very excited about securing the rights to this trail through this private piece of property. The watershed values too are very strong. We have, as I say, 15 square miles of upper headwaters ground that captures and filters the snow and rain. It's released into the watershed to the west and feeds into state and federal water systems that actually provide a supply of water, drinking water, to 2/3 of California. So when you combine both the wildlife, the recreational, and other natural resources, this is an incredible acquisition. So for all of the wilderness, the wildlife, and the recreational values, for me it really comes down to this river and this water that's flowing right past us. The property's got 20.2 miles of blue ribbon trout streams, probably some of the finest trout streams in the Sierra Nevada. But all of this water flows downriver through Auburn and Sacramento and becomes distributed to 2/3 of California as one of the finest drinking sources of water California has. So as a river conservationist, for me, it's right here in this river. So we'd like to do an orientation with the map here. The subject 10,000 acres that we're acquiring is outlined in red right here. Lake Tahoe is to the east, and then as you move west, you run into Granite Chief Wilderness, a 25,000 acre wilderness, and then you have the subject 10,000 acres, and then the North Fork of the American River in through here. The elevations of the property is from 5,000 feet up to 8,500 feet, and this backs up into the Cedars to the north, Royal Gorge property, and then to the immediate east, Squaw Valley ski area. There are a number of trails that go through the property on the very northern part, Western States Endurance Trail and the Tevis Cup Trail, and then there's another trail called the Picayune Valley Trail that goes through this long section here into the Granite Chief Wilderness.
And just to say a word, thanks Alan, about the significance of this landscape for rivers in California, water. As Alan mentioned, these two properties are at the North Fork and the Middle Fork of the American River, and it also drains partly into the Rubicon River, two very primary river sources for the French Meadows and Hell's Hole reservoirs, which are just here. And it's our vision that with the restoration, first protection of this property and the restoration of the property, that we will both improve the quality and quantity of water that this forest is providing for people in the form of snow melt and rain. And it's also our hope with the restoration in particular of these acres here, about 3,000 acres, that eventually they will be added into the Granite Chief Wilderness by an administrative action. Altogether, the 10,000 acre property restored will add to habitat connectivity and an enhanced ecological state that we really think is primary for the American River headwaters.
Now that we're back at the Auburn Airport, I just want to take a minute to go over where we are with this project. The project overall is about a $14 million project. And we've raised $5 million from state agencies that are supporting the effort. We've got about $2.5 million from individual donors, including a lot of the people who are users of the Western States Trail and the Tevis Trail. And we're hoping that you'll consider seriously joining with us to help us protect this property here in the American River headwaters. It is the biggest property that we've protected since we launched the partnership. It's a big lift. It's quite a rural part of the Sierra Nevada, quite a wild part of the Sierra Nevada, as you saw today. And so it's not like it's everybody's backyard and we can go to every homeowner who backs up against this area. It's a very wild place that we're saving for the trout, for the bears, for the mountain lions, and for all the creatures that enjoy this beautiful wild country. We hope you've had as much fun as we have today. What a beautiful, beautiful day for flying, from the snowy peaks of the Sierra down to those beautiful meadows glistening with water. It was just an incredible experience for us. Here's to more great work together. Thank you.
Bye-bye.